Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I have another Netflix exclusive review for you guys. I'm going to review a horror film by the name of Stakeland. Pretty much the main plot of the film on Netflix called Stakeland is we have a vampire plague that is spread across the nation. We have a man and a young boy, and they're pretty much on a journey to a place called New Eden, and they're pretty much trying to survive as they come across other survivors that have survived the vampire plague. It's kind of a, I guess you'd say, like a post-apocalyptic sort of movie, with all that's left in the world is vampires and then other people. That's pretty much the plot of the horror film titled Stakeland on Netflix. Overall, my thoughts and opinions on Stakeland: this was a great film. Not only was it a horror film, but the vampires in this film were only the backdrop. The main thing about this film was the actual relationship between the man and the young boy. I don't want to get too spoilers, I'm going to get a little spoilers though, but pretty much what happens is the young boy's parents are killed off by the vampires, and we have this character, the older man, that comes in and saves his life pretty much, and now this man is almost like a father character to the young boy, and that's mainly what the film is about, is not only the vampires but the actual personal relationship we have between the father character and the young boy itself. The father character, is pretty much teaching him the ways of how to kill a vampire. There's like different types of vampires in the film. There's the regular ones they just call vamps, and then there's more powerful ones, like the first vampires there ever were, and they call those the berserkers. And it's pretty much the relationship of those two and their personal journey throughout the film. And that's the best thing about the film, is it has many sentimental, both sentimental and emotional scenes throughout the film that really make you feel a sympathy for both the characters. And it's just storytelling, horror storytelling at its best, really, because it's just, rarely in a horror film do you actually, almost come to cry during a horror film. And Stakeland was one of those moments where towards the end of the film I was almost brought to tears because of how great the storytelling was and how much I actually was able to feel for both the characters. And several scenes throughout the film were actually done in a really creepy way. The vampires in this film aren't your really classic vampires. They look more like a zombie. So it's like, imagine, a zombie meets a vampire. So they have kind of that, remake Dawn of the Dead zombie look, with kind of a low budget flair to it, and then the classic vampire teeth. So it's a little bit of a different take on vampires. They don't really speak unless they're like, unless there is one that does speak in the film, but it's it's a different breed of a vampire. It's like a mutant vampire. So that was really cool, just seeing like the makeup of the vampires. Several of the characters are really stole the show. My two favorite ones is, of course, the two main people, the father character and the younger boy itself. Several times in the film, there's some really memorable dialogue. The script in this film is just downright amazing. Several times in the film, the younger boy is like narrating over certain scenes in the film itself, and those voiceovers in the scene really just gave the movie a nice pattern and a nice mood and overall just a nice feeling, and it just gave the film just a lot of great storytelling that overall benefited. Those voiceover scenes were like this nice kind of slow music would play over like a piano set kind of music, and it really just went well with the scene. And that's what a lot of the film is, just them kind of driving around as this music plays and them just doing different things, meeting other survivors, losing loved ones, that sort of thing. And it's just a great way to tell the story about a relationship between a boy and then a older man who try to survive this vampire plague that swept across the nation. I really enjoyed this film overall, and I just can't really say too many bad things about it. Not really any bad things at all, because of how just striking the film was. There's lots of gore in it, but you don't really watch this film for the gore. It is a horror film at heart, but it does have other things that encompass it, like drama. So it has a lot of nice things in there. It was just really cool seeing the relationship between them as they go on their journey to actually, find, the place of New Eden. There's also another really cool element, to get a little minor spoilers here. There's an element of a cult these cult people believe that God has sent these vampires down to spread a plague across the nation, and they're kind of like, I guess you'd be a crazy version of a Christian. They're really crazy cults. They wear like these robes. Think KKK, but like, you know, like a tan robe with like a symbol on the back. And these cult members are a pretty huge figure in the film, and I kind of liked the, I guess it was a subplot of the main plot of these cult members that are referenced several times throughout the film, towards the end, towards the middle, and the beginning. So they have several times where this cult is introduced, and several times throughout the film we have like this main plot of this, you know, vampires, and then it kind of develops into the subplot with this cult who believes the vampires are there for an actual reason. And it was just really cool seeing that. Just a great concept, great acting, and just a really, you know, heartfelt journey that you really feel in a horror film. So that's my Netflix exclusive review of the horror film on Netflix titled Stakeland. And let's go over to my TV and see what the next film on Netflix is. So as you can see, there's Stakeland. And I'll pull up the picture real quick so you guys can see a little bit more information on that. You can see my 5-star rating, the year it came out, that sort of thing, the plot consensus, and that whole thing. So if we go back, there's all the information on it. So if we go back, we can actually see what the next horror film on Netflix is. I have already seen The Devil Inside. I saw that and Paranormal Activity 3 in theaters. Not too fond of Paranormal Activity 3, or really just the franchise in general. I think the first one's alright, but the first one's pretty decent, but the rest of them are kind of whatever. Devil Inside, though, was a really cool one. So it looks like our next horror film I will be reviewing on Netflix is a film with the name of Hypothermia. And maybe Hold Your Breath, which is an asylum film. I've already seen Human Centipede 2, as you guys know. I'm a big fan of those movies. Demonic, The Grudge 3, 12/12 is an asylum film. I'll be skipping over Zombie Diaries 2 because they don't have the first one, so no point of watching it. And as you can see, the list goes on, but most likely it'll be like Hypothermia or Hold Your Breath or Demonic, one of those 3 films. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my Netflix exclusive review of the horror film on Netflix titled Stakeland. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe on the page below, and I'll see you guys later. More videos by Centipede Geek.